I'm here. It's so good to see you all. Thank you all so much for your patience. I deeply appreciate all of you. As most of you know, I moved this week, and so it was definitely a move. Thank you so much for your patience. I deeply apologize for not being able to make it on Friday. It just couldn't happen, but thank you for waiting for me today. For those of you who are new here, go ahead and click that live chat button. Feel free to introduce yourself, set any requests for your personal healing and well-being. We're going to get things started off by building a beautiful crystal grid, and then we are going to dive right into the healing after we build that beautiful crystal grid to all of your requests. If you don't know me, I'm Danielle Stimpson. I'm the owner of Learn Reiki Philadelphia, and I forgot to silence my cell phone, so let me just take a moment to do that. There we go. I am the owner of Learn Reiki Philadelphia, and this week I'll be celebrating my 15th anniversary of teaching Usui Reiki. You can learn more about my live online Reiki certification classes, schedule a one-on-one distance healing or tarot reading, or you can check out my Reiki charged crystal collection at learnreikiphiladelphia.com. So let's go ahead and dive into the grid, which will be definitely different today. I only have but so many things unpacked and where they need to be, so the grid will look a little different. I won't have access to necessarily every stone that I would normally have, but the vast majority of them are right here. And just because we're running a little behind, I might not be able to get to every single specific request. Like if you have a long list of specific crystals, I may only be able to get to a few of them, but I'll do the best that I can. Thank you for hanging with me, and let's go ahead and start that grid. Awesome. So like I said, I don't have everything. I haven't found my usual spiral or anything like that, so we're just going to kind of start cold, but let's go ahead and see who's here. And let's see, I'm just going to take a peek into... Oh, awesome. Okay, great. So we're cooking with gas here. It's good to see you all. Thank you so much again for all of the support. So we've got with us today Jenny, JS, Mia, welcome in, Violet Integration, Chris, Joanna, wonderful to see you, Prudence Jane, long time no see, good to see you, Jennifer Vatsa, and Jennifer, I have plenty of boxes and packing materials for you. Just let me know when you're ready. Grace, Affirmation Station, Kanta, and Stella. Welcome in, welcome in. So let's go ahead and start. I know it's a little bit sparse and everything here, but just getting moved in. I moved to a smaller apartment, but it is a much nicer apartment, and I really do have to say shout out to Vincent and Cora Carr. Without them, I probably wouldn't even be here with everything. So gratitude to our community in real life here in Philly and in the real life extension through the interconnectedness of the web. Thank you all so much. And T, it's wonderful to see you. I hope you're doing well. So let's go ahead and get into all the requests that I possibly can. So let's see. JS, intentions are to find energy to live the life you want and for deep connection. I love it. Let's go ahead and anchor the grid with something in the middle here. Never mind that my fingernails are completely bitten down. Let's see, what can we do to ground the center of it? Let's start with a smaller copper spiral than normal. So copper helps to break up blockages, get the optimal energy going, and yes, it's uber tiny compared to the one we normally have, but it's a center point. So let's see. Living the life you want and for deep connection. got that. And thank you all so much for your patience. So we've got, for living the life you want, the first thing we want to support is the solar plexus chakra. That's your center of personal identity, free will, and making sure that we're stepping forward and making changes in accordance with our wants and desires and what's important to us. So this helps with all of those things, in addition to optimism and helping with self-confidence, releasing the need for approval of others, and it's also a really happy stone. So it'll give you lots of happiness. Let's put these on the farthest out because they're kind of bigger. And we will do our best. Crystal grids are basically, I look at them as being kind of like just mandalas. You know, if you put your intention together with some craftiness, it basically is just a way to take our intentions and make them manifest into something visible. And it brings, like, creative energy always brings such good energy into it too. For open, honest communication, or an open, well, just basically like deep connection, I'm going to say lapis. So lapis is all about deep communication, honesty, integrity. It's all of those things. This is a stone that you can connect with when you want to really mean what you say and say what you mean and have follow through. It's wonderful for the throat chakra and actually communicating it, but in a bigger way, it's actually communicating from the heart and with deep honesty. It's also wonderful for pain and inflammation, as well as a follow through. Like I said, talk to do ratio, as my friend Janie would say. And for vertigo and hearing loss. So there we go. So that is lapis. There we go. That's really wonderful for deep, authentic connection. So good to see you, JS. And thank you all so much for hitting the like button. I really appreciate that. And for reminding each other to, ooh, violet integration, yay, let's see. Emotional healing, ease, and clarity on next steps. Hey, Patty. Good to see you. Oh, good to see you. Oh, and thank you for the congrats on the new space. It is quite the upgrade. It is a lot smaller. Not that I really care. I didn't need all the room I had, but it's a big upgrade. The cats are happy, and as we all know, that's what really matters. So yeah, so emotional healing, ease, and clarity on next step. Okay, let's start with some emotional healing. Let's bring in beautiful malachite. This helps with inflammation, depression, anxiety, and of course crystals are never a replacement for anything else, but it's sort of like, think of it sort of like vitamins. Having a nice bunch of different things is very, very helpful. Also, it's also think of it as your perfect recipe. There are certain things that a recipe needs just to exist, and then there's the certain spices and flavors that really help. And that's kind of how I look at things like Reiki and crystals. This also helps with processing painful emotions in all ways. It helps us to move the really difficult emotions through the heart so that we can let go of them and move on without being held back by them. We're also wonderful for letting go of the past. So we'll go ahead and we'll bring in some beautiful malachite and clarity on next steps. So intuitive clarity. There's some good ones. Let me think of which one I feel to call on first. Well, the first one that came to mind was celestite. This is definitely connection to the higher realms, connection to our angels, our spirit guides, and in any way that you connect intuitively. It helps with discerning thoughts from fears and what you're really feeling, and is it intuition or is it something deeper down, something more physical. And it's also wonderful for just in any way getting that clarity on our next steps. This is one that very much focuses on the upper chakras, like the crown and the third eye. So it's a stone that can change the way that we experience pain. So it can help with the way that, not so much that it'll solve the cause of the pain, but it'll help our experience with the pain. So that's celestite. And also for clarity, let's bring in some herkimer. This helps to empower manifestation and in general just intuition, but it helps us to be in the present moment, and also with that connection to spirit, sending up the messages we want heard, the requests that we have, and hearing the response. Very much about balance. Also helps with metabolism and just everything about intuitive ability. I would say this one can be wonderful for clarity as well. So let's bring that in. So I hope that that helps. It's good to see you, and I hope you have a good evening. So let's see. For Chris, let's bring in some rhodochrosite. Rhodochrosite helps with mother-baby bonding. This will also help with Jenny's sister-in-law too. But it also helps with healing older wounds around mother connection especially. So that's rhodochrosite. It helps with releasing stress as well as headaches, especially stress headaches, but really any headache. And it's wonderful for asthma. This also helps with telepathy and connection to our ancestors. So I'm going to bring that in. Let's put that right there. Okay. Okay. And Joanna, intention for happiness and harmony in my new space. Thank you. And for all our personal spaces, absolutely. Happiness and harmony. I love it. Let's bring in some blue apatite, harmony and peace. This is a stone that does a number of things really, really well. So one of them is our relationship with food, and this is whether you want to lose weight, gain weight, or just fundamentally shift the way that you relate to food, or how you bring it into your life, and why, whatever your goals and whatever your unique path, this will support it. Also helpful for strengthening our auric field, which is our energy field, so that we're less likely to take on the energy of others. And perhaps most importantly, it's wonderful for peace and harmony, like really finding inner peace and balance and harmonizing all of the different peaks and valleys of what's going on within us. It also helps us to understand our soul's path and to make the best decisions as we walk that path. It gives us a lot of courage to walk that soul's path. So clarity and courage on the soul's path. So that's blue apatite. So thank you for that request, and thank you for the well wishes in my direction. I really appreciate it. Intentions. Phase 2 of life planning after the move. Yeah, you've got a big move on the horizon. Moving forward and being a catalyst, and you request some good specific stones. So we have rhodochrosite in there. I won't be able to grab all of those because things are still a little discombobulated, but let me see what I can get. Unfortunately, my kunzite is still away somewhere. Honey calcite I have. Moonstone, sunstone. Moonstone, sunstone, rhodonite. Okay. Unfortunately, I don't have sugilite out. I do have some selenite out, and I'll bring this out. This is one I usually keep at the foot of the grid just off camera. Sorry about that. And this helps to, one, really reflect nothing but positive light. This helps to create and hold and maintain a really beautiful spiritual space of safety and protection. It helps us to stay in communication with our guides, and it's wonderful for clearing the energy of our auric field. If you're someone who does a lot of energy healing, or if you're very empathic, a piece of selenite, it can be small or large, doesn't matter, and you can just start it at the top of your crown and just gently kind of brush. And you can even brush your whole body with this. It feels wonderful. I'm just going to go ahead and place that there. Sunstone helps with expanding our vision of our own potential. It's a very powerful good luck type of stone. It helps with expansion of who you are, what your possibilities are, opens up a lot of career opportunities, and also the opportunity to be seen and recognized. So if you are looking for a new job or seeking a promotion, excellent stone for those. Also for if you're looking to ward off any kind of money manipulation, this can be a really powerful stone. But yeah, being recognized too. Also really wonderful for support around phobias. If that's something you struggle with, that can be helpful. Moonstone helps with connection to the lunar cycles, and the moon controls the tides. And we think of the tides as being something, outside of us, but we're water beings. We're mostly made of water. So of course, that's going to have an impact on us. And that's a big part of why full moons and new moons do have such a big impact on us. This is help with connection to the cycles, rhythms, and patterns of nature, trusting divine timing, especially when it's not in alignment with our preferred timing. It helps with attracting love and romance, connection to wisdom and knowledge, as well as intuition, and protective of anyone who would be traveling. And I know so many people are traveling this weekend, given that it is Labor Day weekend. So we'll go ahead and we'll put these around. So that's moonstone. Rhodonite, different from rhodochrosite. Rhodonite helps with healing the cracks of a broken heart so we can open our heart to love again. It's wonderful for breakups, divorce, and things like that, and also grief, like grieving the end of a relationship or even the loss of a partner or the passing of a partner. It's a stone also that helps with allergies, autoimmune type stuff, as well as asthma, all three of which are definitely a part of my life. It helps with overcoming past emotional abuse, as well as overcoming insecurities, and it can be wonderful for balancing yin and yang in the body. So we're going to go ahead and bring in rhodonite. Rhodochrosite is pink and white, this one right here. Rhodonite tends to be pink and black, sometimes more black than pink, depending on the specimen. So there we go. And honey calcite is one of our favorite stones here. This is a stone that helps us to connect with the people that we are best meant to connect with at any aspect of our life. If you're moving, starting a new job, or just making a shift in your life, this will help you to connect with the people that would be most resonant to you. It works with both the solar plexus chakra, which is your center of personal identity and free will, and the sacral chakra, which is the center of relationships, how we relate to one another. It's wonderfully harmonizing and balancing there. It's also superb for optimism, even when things are really, really difficult, and especially when things are really, really difficult. And it's thought helpful for women that are going through menopause and that are postmenopausal too. So that's honey calcite, which looks very similar to yellow calcite, but is just slightly different. So we're going to go ahead and I'm just going to place this on the outer edges of the grid. Actually, you know what? I'll do this. Yeah, let's do that. Fun times doing things a little different this week. Let's see. There we go. Awesome. Awesome. It's all the best to you, Jen. Ooh, good call. Thank you, Chris. And I will get to everybody's request that I possibly can. How are Hattie and Gertie? They're doing well. They adjusted, like, the move was terrifying for them. They were freaking out. And then once they were in here, at first they, like, cowered in a corner shaking and cuddling on each other. But once they, like, got out and sniffed that all of their stuff was here and I was here and we were home, it's been playtime. Nothing but playtime. In fact, I don't know where they are at this moment. See if they pop out. But yeah, they're doing really well here. They've been having a lot of fun. They're enjoying carpets. They're enjoying, like, finding their new favorite corners, which keep changing as I move stuff around. Lila Ray, good to see you. Oh, somebody responded to my meow. Who's there? Is it Hattie? Hey, Hattie, you want to come up? You want to come up? Yeah. Yeah. Everybody's asking about you. Ooh, sorry about that. Yeah, everybody was asking about you. Doing? Yeah, that's a good girl. You've been such a brave girl. There you go. There you go. So yeah, there are the girls. Okay, hang on one moment. Okay, there we go. So let's see. Anything else I'm missing? Oh, so good to see you all. Okay. Yeah, what's up? What's happening? What's happening? Good luck and angel guidance. Absolutely, let's do that. Good luck and angel guidance. Good luck, angel guidance. And I did see a request in there for blue kyanite, so I'm going to add that in now. Hey, come on up. Hey, want to hang out? Yeah, yeah. She doesn't know what to do with herself. Everything's so new. For luck, let's bring in some Amazonite. Amazonite can help not only with luck and things like luck in terms of winnings or coming out ahead, but also for self-care and self-respect, helping those who, especially those who tend to think of everyone before themselves, to take care of themselves, as well as the spine and spinal nerve. So if you have any issues with those areas, this can be really helpful. So that's Amazonite. I'll put that here and here. So yeah, a great stone for luck. Also another stone for luck is sunstone. Yeah, you singing? You two singing? Yeah. 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 For angel connection, we have celestite, which is really helpful. I'm also going to bring out some angelite. Angelite and celestite are very closely related in terms of not only how they work together, but in terms of how they form in the earth. Yeah, you singing? It helps with connection to our angels and our spirit guides, as well as our higher self. It also helps to feel connected to source and just feel more connected to spirit in general. It's wonderful for spiritual protection and making the most of sound healing. So if you have any sound healing appointments or visits, or if you're doing that at home, angelite can be really helpful for that. You can just sort of like bump it up to the next level. Next is blue kyanite. This is, not only did I see it requested, this is a good one for understanding the messages and guidance we get from our spirit guides. So if you're having trouble making the most or understanding what the symbols mean, or that was a great dream, I feel like it meant something, but what? Blue kyanite can be really helpful with that. It's also helpful for being just fundamentally proud of who you are. So it helps to break up a lot of feelings of shame, especially really misplaced shame. And it's also great for certain types of neurological issues, especially things that would involve anything that would involve mobility or speech. And yes, I see you. Yeah, you want to come up? You don't know what to do with yourself. Okay, it's good to see you, Affirmation Station. For Kanta, reorganizing your frame to be its full height. Hair, skin, nails, full tilt, wild woman, artist, writer, sass and panache. I love it. Let's do some howlite. Amazonite's already in there. Come on up. You can come on up. There we go. Amazonite's already there, which really helps with the spine. But howlite really helps with the bones, bone integrity, joints, all of those things, as well as teeth, hair, skin, nails, all of the above. This is a wonderful stone emotionally too. It's very helpful when it comes to anger, resentment, and frustration. And never mind the kitty deciding she wants to move the mic. She's actually kind of giving the mic a little love. Yeah, you saying hi to everybody? Yeah. Okay. Oh, Hattie's so happy. Yes, and they're extra happy that there's no more loud motorcycles that go by. We're not on a main street anymore, and I don't have a window going right out to a main street, so no more having to pause the stream because somebody's stopped at a light with their stereo blasting. It's kind of wonderful. So yeah, let's do this here, do that there. So that can definitely help. When it comes to tapping into your wild woman and who you are and all of the wisdom and things like that, Moonstone is incredibly helpful with that. Let's also do some pink tourmaline. Yeah, Moonstone is absolutely everything that you mentioned there. But pink tourmaline can also help with all the things related to women, especially the physical side. This is wonderful for everything gynecologically related that you could possibly think of, as well as hormone balance, regardless of gender. It's helpful for mom and baby bonding, so it's great also for Jenny's sister-in-law. Helpful for neuralgia, which is nerve pain, as well as headaches and migraines. And it can be wonderful for breaking up our sort of the way we see ourselves, our self-image, breaking it down so we can replace it with something new, usually more positive. So in that regard, I think that's another one to really help take the moonstone and kind of put it a little over the edge in what you're talking about. So we'll go ahead and we'll put some pink tourmaline right on top of that moonstone. There we go. So all the best to you, Kanta. Yeah, definitely full tilt wild woman, sass and panache. A lot of that's very, very moonstone to me. Getting healthier. So for Grace, getting healthier, losing weight, heart healing, and love. Definitely have a lot of those covered, especially the losing weight we have with blue apatite, heart healing with rhodonite, love with moonstone, because moonstone also helps attract a really good romantic connection. Let's do carnelian. This is another one that really helps with connection to love and relationships, and it also helps creativity, so this will help Kanta with that artist sort of vibe. So let's bring this in. So carnelian, in addition to the things I mentioned, is also helpful for things like fertility and just how we relate to one another. It's great for things like attracting a really significant partnership for a relationship, as well as on physical level, healing wounds, also cold and allergies, and also for issues around eating to some extent too. This is considered one of the stones that's recommended when there's disordered patterns of eating, but this could help in some regards there. But relationships are not just romantic relationships, it's how we relate to everyone and everything everywhere, but it's got a lot of creative balance too. And I saw there was physical healing was something that Affirmation Station requested, and you're asking for getting healthier too. So let's put in a general healthier stone. Let's put this over our very small spiral in the middle there. This is tree agate. Tree agate is sacred in Ayurveda, which is the sister science to yoga. We're probably familiar with the 7 chakras, or at least the concept of the chakras, the big centers of energy in the body. But of course, those are the sort of the bigger pieces. It's a much more deep and complex system. There are channels through the body that help to deliver energy and allow the energy to flow throughout. And this is a stone that helps harmonize any kind of imbalance, regardless of where or how that imbalance is located or how it's impacting you. So regardless of the type or style of the imbalance, this brings it back into harmony and optimizes the flow of energy in the body, and it's considered healing for everyone in equal measure. So tree agate, we will bring that in for health and healing, physical healing, general health. So we'll put that right there. That's a wonderful anchor point. So glad you're here, Grace. Good to see you. I hope your foster puppy's doing well too. The courage to fail, aka try. Jenny, absolutely. So I'm going to go ahead and bring in some dragon's blood. Dragon's blood is one that helps with, this will also help with Kanta's intention around skin, hair, nails, but it also helps with grief and loss so that you don't get held up in self-pity. It's a great stone for optimism as well as happiness, and for learning from our mistakes, not getting caught up in self-pity, having patience with yourself. So these kinds of themes might help you with the courage to try. It's also helpful for the courage and strength to change anything about ourselves that we feel like needs some adjustment, and also helpful for the thyroid and nervous system. So, yep, we'll go ahead and bring this in. Let's go ahead and put this right here and right here. So I hope that that helps. And of course, thanks for being here, Jenny. I hope you're well. Mia, being content, letting go of disappointment. Ooh, this is a good one for that. And being happy, success for your counseling practice. Congratulations. And to find your tribe, have a life outside of being a mom, wife, and support to everyone. Definitely having a life outside of mom, wife, support to everyone. Amazonite is wonderful for that. Really good for that. Let's also bring being content, letting go of disappointment, and this will also help Jenny's request. Let's bring in one of my favorites, chrysoprase. Chrysoprase definitely helps with that. It's like the ultimate pivot stone. It's like, okay, now what? So this is one that helps us when we need to move through disappointment, if we're having difficulty picking up the pieces after any kind of loss, or things not working out the way we'd planned or hoped. This is also helpful for follow through and completing goals, especially when you get like 3/4 of the way through it and you're like, why did I agree to do this? This is one that I often give my friends when they're a certain amount of the way through their like grad school program. Like, why did I do this? I can't believe I have so much farther to go. This is a good one. But yeah, this is the ultimate stone of this didn't work out the way I wanted it to. Okay, but it's not a total loss. I still grew in the process, and now what? So it's a great stone for that. So let's bring this out here. So, just trying to see where we have room for it. Let's do this. There we go. So that is chrysoprase. It's one of my favorites. There we go. I hope that that helps. And success in your counseling practice. So one of the stones that can be really helpful with a business, and it's seen as like the merchant stone, is actually cinnabar. Cinnabar, this is what it looks like up close. It's the red only. It is mercury ore, which is why I don't have a ton of it. It's really, really toxic, but for a long time, humans used mercury without any realization that it was just so darn toxic for lots of things, from like tanning leathers, which is where the term mad as a hatter actually comes from. They were using mercury to help preserve the hides, and they would exhibit neurological symptoms in a big way, which is where that term comes from. This is, like I said, the merchant stone. It's thought to help attract customers to a business and help a business thrive. Just the red pieces in here are cinnabar. The rest of it is quartz, and it just makes it a lot safer. So we'll bring this in with the intention it help with success in your practice. So all the best to you, Mia, and thanks for stopping by. Stella, so good to see you. Jane, welcome back. Good to see you. Jane Bilton. I'm so glad. Thank you. And you're welcome, Mia. Oh yeah, we don't have any protection stones in. I have some protections I've called in around. And selenite, as well as the angelite, is helpful. But let's go ahead and put in some protection stones. And also protection while traveling. Lila, we've got that with moonstone. Let's do... let's bring in some smoky quartz. This helps to transmute energy, so more than even clearing energy. It helps to fundamentally shift it for the better. It's considered highly protective. These are a little bit lighter. Smoky can be just a little bit darker than clear, all the way to like a black color. It's also been used to help protect against theft. It's been used since at least the Middle Ages and way before that, it seems, for that. Also helps to calm worry. So very helpful and protective. So let's bring in some smoky quartz. Go. Let's also bring in some let's bring in some black onyx. This is very, very protective. It also helps with grounding fear, anxiety, and self-doubt. Helps with a lot of self-confidence, as well as grounding fear and anxiety. This is one that can help with self-esteem, as well as connection to the ancestors and those we've lost. It's a very potent grief and healing stone. It was very popular among the Victorians for that too. But this is one that can help with processing a lot of grief and loss as well. It also helps to protect against those who would engage in things like mind games too. So that's black onyx. So let's go ahead and bring this in right here. Let's see, I think I left off. And for T, we have intention, funding and an approved application for an art space, motivation, organizational focus, and good sleep. Stone-wise, blue tiger eye, garnet, and polychrome jasper. I was thinking garnet and polychrome for sure. So let's get some garnet. Garnet, garnet, garnet. Polychrome. And blue tiger eye, I was thinking of putting in earlier too, so I'm glad you mentioned that. Garnet is wonderful for pretty much everything that you mentioned. It's great for organization, strategy, figuring out the best way to go about getting things done. Also, in general, just practicality, but courage and creativity as well. So this will definitely support pretty much everything you mentioned. It's also great for finding balance and strength when things are in flux in times of change. So let's go ahead and bring this in. There we go. And next we'll bring in some polychrome. This helps with igniting the soul's purpose and kind of gets us fired up to get going and sink our teeth into our goals, our ideas. Very motivating and brings a lot of confidence. Also helps to break up like lethargy, indifference, and kind of gets us going. It's a stone that helps to encourage physical movement. And like physical motivation also helps the joints, particularly in the extremities and even more so in the lower extremities, physically getting up, getting moving, getting things done. It also helps with the Earth Star chakra, which is beneath our root, and that's how we enact our soul's purpose. So we're going to go ahead and put some of this around. Let's put some, let's see, a piece here, and a piece here. So that's polychrome. And blue tiger eye is the ultimate like protector of truth tellers. It's one that I often think about in terms of whistleblowers and things like that, but it also helps with creativity, writing, speaking. Yes, my dear. Yes. Yeah? What? What's happening? Meow. 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 Yeah. Meow. Meow. There you go. Where's your sister? Go find your sister. Go find Miss Gertie. Yeah. 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 Go find Gertie. Sorry about that. But yeah, blue tiger eye, writing, speaking the truth, but also writing and speaking in general, helps with bold, honest communication. And it's also really wonderful for calming and easing stress. So, blue tiger eye. Oh yeah, you want to play a toy? Here you go. Go ahead, go get it. Go get it. Go ahead, reach up, get it. Show everybody your paws. She's like, nah. Let's go ahead and put some blue tiger right here and here. Okay. Wonderful. Good to see you, T. And Joanna. Intention for Tracy, who is listening with you, taking confident, guided action in life, please. I love it. Confident, guided action. Chrysocolla comes to mind. Chrysocolla is found very close to malachite, azurite, and copper, and it's one that helps us with making decisions that are in alignment with our highest good and with encouragement to follow along with your spiritual purpose. It is one that can very much help you connect with that sense of what you want to do and help you feel like you can get over the hump of moving in alignment with it. Also helps with creativity and new ways of getting creative. So that is Chrysocolla. So that'll be really helpful. But yeah, taking confident, guided action in life. I think that will help, as well as polychrome jasper, because polychrome jasper is all about taking action, but specifically in things that are really important to your soul's purpose and the things that are important to you in life. So the two of those together are really helpful. It's good to see you, and hello to Tracy. Thank you, Patty and Lila Rose, for the good wishes. And let's see what else we have. Catherine, good to see you. Let's see. Protection while traveling. Definitely the bigger protection while traveling stone is Moonstone, but I did also see one about a lucrative job for Catherine. Let's definitely go ahead and bring in some, well, definitely finding a good job too is Sunstone. Let's bring in some tourmalinated quartz. So black tourmaline, when it goes through quartz, is tourmalinated quartz. Black tourmaline helps to repel negative energy, keeping it at bay. And when any stone goes through quartz, it amplifies it and also gives it some additional properties. In this case, tourmalinated quartz can help with grounding and releasing negative energy and nervous energy, even more so. It can be really helpful with breaking up old stuck energy, scar tissue, physically, in the body, on the body, but also emotionally. Really helpful for breaking up old stuck patterns and energy and pain from even childhood. Also helps with protection in travel, so there's an intention there, as well as new jobs, gigs, side hustles, passive income, anything like that. This can help you find new connection to earnings. Also great for fortune and luck, which supports affirmation stations request, and also just healing emotional trauma in general. So let's bring this in. And we've got some room in the corners, so let's do This is a really powerful stone. I love working with tourmalinated quartz. Okay, there we go. It's a really different grid than normal, but really pretty. Good job, everyone. And let's get to some of Chris's requests too. Let's get to some ruby, definitely some citrine and pyrite for some financial abundance. Citrine, pyrite. Let's do some ruby too. And some sapphire, I think, is on tap, because that really fits with a lot of people's requests today. So citrine helps with financial abundance and good resource management, using the resources we have to the best of our abilities. This is a wonderful stone for manifesting abundance. Also helps with balancing logic and intuition, using them in equal measure, which really helps good decision making and just balance in life in general. Helps also with addictions and compulsions, as well as things like fibromyalgia. So let's bring in some citrine. Ooh, turning our hearts upside down, can't have that. Okay. Another stone that can be really helpful for financial abundance is pyrite. Fool's gold helps call in the real stuff. Also is very protective, while also helping us to connect intuitively. So it's that dual, like, yes, I want to be open and hear it, but I want to be very clear about what I am open to and hearing. Wonderful for the brain and specifically memory, as well as fever, and for it's thought to help prevent certain side effects of things like radiation treatments. So we'll go ahead and bring in pyrite. This is often recommended for use with Reiki. Many folks feel that it helps the body make the most of a Reiki session too. So there we go. Spinning stuff around. There's pyrite. Sapphire is wonderful for channeling and mediumship. Wonderful for connection to our angels and our spirit guides, as well as our higher self. If you do any mediumship or channeling for other people, this will even help you find the best words to express your messages in a way that would be best understood by the person you're giving them to. Also helps with connection to speedy justice, as well as physically the thyroid, eyes, ears, and even in cases of dementia, the person impacted directly and everyone caring for them. Also helps with just envisioning something really positive, even when things are kind of up in the air. It helps to take the envisioning out of fear and turn that into envisioning positive outcomes. So that's sapphire. It's a very potent stone for intuitive work. Let's put that here. There we go. And ruby. So sapphire and ruby are both corundum. They are very, very hard stones. They're a 9 out of 10 on the hardness scale. 10 is diamond. These are very close to it. Ruby is superb for courage, specifically in the courage to be yourself. And it's also just an absolutely wonderful choice when you're looking to deepen your management skills, your leadership skills. This has it all for that. When it comes to things like fibromyalgia, this is superb, as well as love and fertility. So that is ruby. Where shall we put you? Let's see. Let's put you near garnet, as I usually like to do. I often love to use them next to one another. They really help to kind of empower, inspire, like where you're getting organized and getting things together and getting practical. The ruby helps with the leadership side of that. So we have those there. Thank you so much for being here, Chris. And migraine. Gotcha. Migraine we have covered with pink tourmaline as well as rhodochrosite. So I hope you feel better. And Jane, thank you so much for your well wishes. It really is a beautiful grid. Thank you all so much for taking part. So let's do, Jenny had some requests too. Unfortunately, I don't have turquoise. I don't have spirit quartz either. Let's definitely do some fluorite and some moss agate, and then get into the healing. Fluorite, moss agate, and I also want to do, and septarian. I was going to get something for you too. So septarian. Okay, so septarian. So moss agate is a wonderful complement to tree agate. Ooh, red tiger's eye too. Good call. Okay. So moss agate is a wonderful complement to tree agate. It looks very similar. And this is actually sacred in Chinese medicine. This is considered helpful for everything that has wind or infections and things that are spreading through the body quickly. Helps to give the body the upper hand and getting control over them. Also helps us to connect with nature and helps us with fears of the unknown, like when we don't know what's going to happen. It helps with connection to our higher self as well as any kind of inner child work, and it's just wonderful for connection to spirit too. So we'll bring in some moss agate. Trying to be measured and balanced and didn't quite work that way. Let's do We've also got some fluorite. Fluorite is wonderful for anything that feels really chaotic, like chaos energy, especially when our life feels all just every which way. Helps us to find a sense of stability and balance within that chaotic shift. Wonderful for bringing comfort to moms and newborns too, but also just relaxation during even really challenging times. So that is fluorite. But it's a very peaceful, calming stone. So let's go ahead and place you here. Actually, there we go. Septarian is a stone that helps with the muscles with pain and spasm, as well as skin healing, and can be wonderful for supporting us while we do emotional healing and emotional growth. This is a stone that helps us to mature emotionally while we go through our emotional healing. It helps us to be vulnerable while feeling really safe and protected, and it helps with understanding the underlying causes, beliefs, behaviors that are at the root of what might be going on. It's wonderful for the solar plexus too. So that is septarian. Supports us to make big changes. So we'll put that here and here. And red tiger eye helps with protection. This is one of the most protective stones I have. It helps with, on the mundane level, with people who would bully, triangulate, gaslight, all of that kind of stuff, especially when it's really elaborate or well planned. It's also helpful for spiritual attacks like psychic attack, malevolent spiritual work, and it can help with attracting financial abundance in a hurry. So we'll bring in red tiger eye. Especially as we start with school starting back up again, this is a great anti-bullying stone. And that's red tiger eye. And we have room for one more, and I feel like aquamarine. This is another one that helps with like low vibe behaviors, like pettiness and Karening, you know, taking out our frustrations on whoever we can get away with it. It's not like those really poor uses of, there's really poor behaviors, that kind of thing. Also helps with may justice prevail. It helps with balancing the flow of fluids within the body, and also really helpful for teeth and gums, as well as forgiveness. So this is aquamarine. Wonderful. So let's go ahead and yay. Okay, we'll put this one here. So let's go ahead to that next part. I'm going to quickly explain what Reiki is, a little of how it works, and how to make the most out of this session. For everyone there, if you have, whether you've been here before or not, the way that you can help me to transition into the healing portion and help lift the energy of the space that you are in and the energy that we share is to head on into the chat, click that like button if you haven't already, but most importantly, enter into the chat anything that you're grateful for, anything at all. Gratitude lifts energy so quickly and so powerfully. If you don't want to enter it into the chat, if it's more private, or if you're watching this as a recording, just go ahead and take a deep breath and think about all the things you're grateful for. It will totally clear the energy and get you ready for the session. So again, my name is Danielle Stimpson. I'm so glad you're here with me today. If you're new here, definitely consider hitting that subscribe button, as I am here live 5 times a week, same days, same times every week, so you can go ahead and get your healing whenever it works for you. If you want to learn more about me, my live online Reiki certification classes, level 1 is starting this week. There's just a couple seats left if you want to know about that, as well as booking one-on-one sessions and readings or shopping my crystal collection. Check out learnreikiphiladelphia.com. And yeah, thanks again for being here. So what is Reiki? Well, specifically, like, Reiki has become more of a catch-all term for energy healing. Specifically, the style that I work with is known as Usui Reiki. And this is a particular method that was created by Mikao Usui in the early 1920s of Japan, at a time in Japanese history where teaching anything that looked even kind of close to religion was strictly forbidden unless it was Shintoism. And so this is an art and practice of working with universal energy that is very spiritual yet completely secular. And it's a big part of why it resonates with us in the West so much. So to understand what the energy is at the foundation of this practice, we're best to look at Shintoism, the indigenous spirituality of Japan, in which everyone and everything is interconnected and inextricably linked. It's thought that spirit, however you might define it, provides that spiritual energy that makes us more than just a bunch of cells, the spirit of who we are. That spirit is supporting that energy to us in abundance all the time, and our body, mind, and spirit are working with that energy to all moments of every day to help bring us into the greatest sense of balance and well-being that we can achieve in that moment. Whether or not we're aware of it, that's kind of happening in the background. And essentially what I'll be doing today is using Usui's techniques to connect to that energy and direct even more of it to you, where your body, mind, and spirit will put it to even better use and be able to bring you to even new levels of balance and healing. During the session, you may feel some physical sensations, you may feel some emotions rise up or get released. Mentally, you may be able to think some things through or hear your subconscious. And spiritually, you may get some deep intuition, some insight, or clarity or resolution in ways that you haven't before. You may also have a really wonderful healing nap and go for it. So what do you do to, make use of this Reiki? Well, the good news is you don't have to do anything other than just be here, open heart and mind. That's all it takes. You can totally be questioning it. It'll still work. To make the most of this session, you don't have to think about anything or focus on anything or keep your mind silent. Just be who you are, where you are. I usually suggest that you find the most comfortable position for yourself, whether it's sitting up or lying down. You can close your eyes if you like, and you're certainly invited to go to sleep, but you don't have to sit still. If you feel like you want to journal or make some music or stretch or do some yoga on the floor or anything else, even get a glass of water, go right ahead and enjoy it. There's nothing you can really do that's gonna like ruin your session. So just be who you are, where you are, and the Reiki will meet you exactly there. I will send this Reiki to all of you, regardless of where you are or when you are. More on that in a moment. For 25 minutes during that time, I will turn the lights down. You'll notice that the lights will move from one color to the next slowly and gently. At no point will they flash or strobe. And I will turn the music up. If you want to hear more about our musical creator, check out the link at the bottom of the description to find out more about her channel. And at the end of the 25-minute session, you'll hear my voice come back in. I'll invite you to take a deep breath in and out, slowly come back to your body. And at that point, I'll be able to re-engage with those of you in chat and answer any questions or listen to any experiences that you feel motivated to share. Reiki energy is not limited to our experience here on this dimension. We can only be in one place at one time. Not the case for Reiki energy. It can be everywhere all the time. So whenever you're finding this video, the energy is here for you to enjoy it, and I hope that you do. And for those of you who are here live, if you ever feel like, hey, I really need a Reiki session and Danielle's not live, that's cool. Go ahead to the past healing live streams playlist. Pick one out by the picture of the grid on the thumbnail and enjoy your session. It'll be there for you any day, anytime. You can even skip ahead to the beginning of the healing if you want to. So thank you so much for being here. My next live stream will be Tuesday at 8 p.m. East Coast US time. So go ahead and hit the subscribe button if you want to join me again. Thank you so much for being here. So let's go ahead on in to the chat and then get into the healing. Ooh, pretty. Came out nice. There we go. Awesome. Yeah. The way that I can have the lights adjusted differently here is making the crystal grid look even better. Thank you all so much for helping build this grid with me, for sharing all of your requests, and I wish you all the best. I'm going to go ahead, get connected to that Reiki, start sending to all of you. I will see you all in about 25 minutes. And yes, thank you all so much for all of this awesome stuff. Aw, and thank you for all the well wishes in the chat. I really appreciate that. Awesome, thank you. So I'll see you all in 25 minutes. Enjoy your session. I invite you now to take a deep breath in and out. Slowly come back to your body. Wiggle your fingers and toes. And when you're ready, come back to the space that you're in. Thank you so much for being here with me this evening. It was an honor and a privilege to share this healing with all of you from my new spot. Even though I've got so much more left to unpack, it feels really good to be able to connect with all of you, and I'm so grateful for all of you, for all of your patience and all of your encouragement and support. If you have any questions or anything to share, feel free to use the chat. Heart, welcome in. Good to see you. I hope that you all enjoyed Hattie blessing the grid. Aw, thank you. I hope you have a beautiful week too, T. Yeah, little Hattie. Impatient Hattie. My rocking chair is just to my right. You're so welcome. You're so welcome, Kanta. Oh yeah. Hattie jumped right up into the grid. Thank you, Catherine. I hope you have a wonderful week too. Vincent and Cora Carr, honestly, this move wouldn't have been a success at all without their help. I'm so grateful for the two of them. They were amazing friends in a pinch. Oh, thank you, Joanna. Lots of love to you too. Yeah, the apartment's working out great. Yeah, the only issue so far is I noticed there were some ants, and I'm like, this is strange. There's like nothing in here. And I was looking out over the courtyard and I see a giant ant mound. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna have to make sure the landlord knows about that. They're not biting ants. They're like the tiny little pain in the butt ants, but still, that's it. Everything else, this is a much better building, much safer, much more well-maintained. Oh my goodness. The kitties are loving it. They love that everything is carpeted. Everything is cushiony for them. Yeah, Hattie does know what is good. Yeah, the cats are happy. They've even found new windows to be excited about. Yeah, it was a very difficult move. That was the worst move I've ever been through, but it's over and I'm in. And now it's just all about the unpacking. And if anyone in West Philly is in need of like bookshelves or anything else, anywhere in Philly, if you are, let me know. I've definitely got some stuff that isn't going to quite fit or be needed here, and I'm happy to give it to anyone who would like it. Yes, that's the best thing. So I had to downsize my bed because there's no way a queen size was fitting in here. I don't even think that you could fit a full size in this bedroom, which is fine. Like, it's just me. So I got a memory foam. I've never had a memory foam mattress. I felt like I slept on a cloud last night. My body has so much less pain. I love it. It's seriously beautiful. I love it. It was like $100 mattress. Like, yes, I'm super happy. So yeah, I'm resting really well. And also, it's super quiet here. I'm not on a main street at all. I'm not even near one. So there's like no noise. I don't hear any of the rest of the building unless someone is like walking past my apartment, and even then, it is so quiet here. I love it. And I'm only 3 blocks from my old place, so it's not like I moved that far. But yeah, the day of the move, I was awake and packing and moving and cleaning and all of the things with moving for over 40 hours straight. It was not great. And I rewarded myself at the end with a beautiful bath in my nice clean new bathtub that they reglazed before I moved in, and it is so nice. But yeah, 40 hours straight. It was awful. Oh dear, indeed. Yeah, but it's over now, and I've slept, and it's been nice. Yep, just a little bit at a time. It'll all come back. Oh yeah, memory foam is wonderful. Yeah, it was brutal. It was absolutely brutal. My poor little handicapped body was not okay. Yeah. Every once in a while it happens where my body can just go into overdrive and work, like totally do an overnighter like nothing happened. But it's a little scary to watch my body do it. But yeah, every once in a while I can do it. Yeah, the freshly glazed tub was nice. Apparently they reglaze the tubs in between every tenant, and I'm like, really? My God. Oh, and also new appliances. New fridge, new gas stove and oven, and they're huge. I've never had such nice appliances ever in my life anywhere that I've lived. It's really almost creepy. Like how much of an upgrade this place is. Yeah, the Gelguire came to visit. Yeah, it's I'm so glad. Thank you, Lila Ray. Yeah, I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful to be here. And it's a little more affordable than my last place. When you take into account, even before you take into account the rent increase, this is a little more affordable by like about $100 a month. Yeah. So it's looking like it's going to be really hot the next few days. So the next thing is going to be putting in one of the air conditioners and continuing with the unpacking and arranging. It's also really odd because it's a very awkward apartment. So placing furniture and stuff, like it took me more of the day to figure out where I was going to put my desk than it did to actually set it up. Setting up and getting everything together took like maybe an hour and a half. I knew where everything went. I packed it to quickly unload it. But trying to figure out how I could put my bed and the desk in here while still being able to open and close the doors to the room and to the closet. And there's like a heater on the floor, so I have to manage. Yeah, it's a very awkward apartment. But I'm just grateful. I'm just so grateful to have a good apartment. Once I get unpacked and everything's settled, it'll just be fine. Oh, that sounds lovely, Kanta. I will totally take distance Reiki and or healing Juju these next couple of days. Thank you. Yeah, I think there are a lot of us here that do Reiki or some other kind of modality. A lot of folks in here are students of mine, people who've been students and clients of mine for years. But honestly, even just good thoughts in my direction, I'll take it, and thank you. Yeah, it was a rough day for the cats. But once they were here and they realized, like, I was here, they were here, and we're all here together, they were fine. They were like, oh, hey, let's explore. Yeah, it's going to be hot the next few days, but not so hot that I can't, like, go for a walk earlier in the day. And that's kind of nice. Yeah, it's much quieter here. I'm not across the street from a 24-hour gas station that... I actually went to pick up... I had to switch cable. I had to switch from my fiber optic internet to Xfinity to Comcast. But I did, and it's fine. And when I went to pick up the modem in person... the person there was like, oh, he apparently used to live half a block away from where I live right now. And he goes, yeah, that's an awesome block. Like, it's super great over there. I'm like, yeah. And I told him where I was moving from, and he goes like, oh, yeah. Oh, that gas station. Ooh, that place is sketchy. I'm like, yeah. Yeah, it was. The memory foam mattress is not on the floor. I have a little stand, like a frame for it. My old bed frame comes apart and folds flat, like folds up so you can like carry it. It's meant for apartment living. And so I'm just using half of it to hold up the mattress. So I have like a proper bed with storage underneath it, which currently has like all of my clothes under it because I just haven't unpacked them into the closet yet. So yeah, I wouldn't dare, especially with like the ant issue, until they get that squared away, I wouldn't dare sleep right on the floor. But it's like an 8-inch thick memory foam mattress that I got from Home Depot, and it was like $100, and that included the free shipping. Totally wild. It was like it shipped in like compressed, so it was really heavy. I put it together, I like cut open the plastic, and it started like inflating, or like, you know, re-inflating itself. And when I first laid down on it, I was just like, oh, this is nice. Yeah. I couldn't even find a spring mattress for less. So I'm like, okay, memory foam it is. I had no idea it was this nice. Oh, little Hattie on the floor. Awesome. Thank you all so much, everyone, for all of your love and support. But I'm going to go ahead and bring the stream to a close now with an abundance of gratitude for all of you. I hope that all of you enjoy your Labor Day, those of you that are in the US. And I know it's Labor Day other places too. I think either UK or Canada, if not both. You have something similar, but I will be back Tuesday at 8 p.m. The bluish stone keeps dancing periodically. Yeah, that's the angelite. Every time I make any little move, it kind of wobbles. It's just... But thank you all so much. I hope you have a wonderful week ahead. Thank you so much for understanding Friday. I think I was the only one that really thought it was doable. But, you know, best laid plans of mice and men. But thank you so much. I will see you all soon. There is room in the Reiki 1 class starting Wednesday. It's going to be all Wednesdays in September from 5:30 to 8:30 East Coast US time. So there is still room. If you want to learn more, learnreikiphiladelphia.com. And I am going to start working on the Tarot for All 12 signs. It'll just be a little bit fashionably late this month, but that's okay. So have a wonderful rest of your evening. Take care, and bye for now.